Hello everyone, it's Wednesday on Yourview. Welcome to the show. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here with me. Hi ladies.
Hello.
How you guys doing? Top into building. Are you
Terry.
having a bad hair week? Because we've not seen your hair all week.
I'm
This week.
I've been overstyling my hair for too long. And my timing hasn't been very consistent. I come to the office too late to start doing a whole lot to my hair, so turbans are just safe.
Right.
I'm nursing 2 ill boys, and it is not funny. So
The twins?
we confirmed that there's malaria, typhoid, a lot of coughing. I think maybe it's in the hair or something, but it's in the air or something. But one is pretty, like, you know, when you're wondering, I don't know how to manage weakness. Like, I feel like you should. You know, just try. He's always like this on the floor, like this. And I'm wondering...
At least, that is your son. My husband has malaria. The same drama. I mean, I was so angry yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I came back home. I'm exhausted, tired. Yes. My whole body is hurting me. I had a busy day. He says he's waiting for me to take him to the hospital. And I'm wondering, you're not incapacitated. Let's go together. I'm wondering, you could have, the hospital is actually like just like 50 meters. You can actually go down the street. Like, take me to the hospital. And I'm wondering, really? So I went to the hospital. I was really not doing anything. I was just there with the reception, just waiting for him to enter. And I'm like, so I don't get to rest. So at least your own is his son. Me, as a grown-ass man who has malaria. So it's the same thing.
I just feel that you should just...
Who has been rocking black of late,
Right.
and it's been beautiful.
Black looks nice on
I
her.
think that was she inspired
yellow
my dress.
fishes.
She
Black
inspired my
pops
dress
on you.
yesterday.
Yellow fish.
Yellow fish. Now you joined our... Esther is a new yellow fish.
We have another yellow fish on the block.
Oh, wow, you are the king yellow fish.
Ewo.
I'm assistant yellow fish.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm fine. We're working towards the September event for the children, and it's looking very good. Yeah, I got a call yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a call yesterday. We're having a meeting. So it's the thing is, the plan is to make sure that these children, they come, they have fun, and the goal is actually changing the mindset of our children. It's very, very important. So Jumoke is she's working from afar.
Fantastic.
But although we've not seen, though,
No worries.
my event director.
Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. It's Wednesday, right? So
Yeah.
there's so much stuff we're going to do. We have an exciting show today because we have a really interesting lady architect coming up.
A very pretty one.
I'm looking forward to that interview. Let's take a break. When we come back, look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to start with The Punch. Osinbajo flies to London on Buhari's invitation. Acting president to return immediately after meeting, says spokesman. Picture here of herdsmen convert Abuja Stadium into grazing field. Ekiti Assembly suspends member for demanding Fayoshe's resignation. I wanted to read that story.
Yes,
did you read it?
I did.
Good. 2 OSBC workers suspended for supporting Adeleke. Maritime workers ground port operations. Civil servants created 38 accounts for ghost workers, ICPC. Protest forces judge to reverse OAU ex-VC's remand order. 950 million naira scam, DSS ICPC joint probe of suspended NHIS boss. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
We can't borrow anymore, says Adeosun. Nigeria to witness a turnaround in 18 months, says our acting president, Osinbajo. It's time for honest dialogue, Abdulsalami's committee tells federal government. PDP crisis, ex-ministers mobilize leaders as Supreme Court delivers judgment today.
Sorry, I have two quick stories.
Yeah.
The ICPC arraigning 38 people. I mean, sorry, arraigning
Civil servants created 38 accounts.
Yeah, some civil servants for creating some ghost accounts. They have arraigned some bank official as well, and the civil servants. So, which is a good thing. It means that they are tracing it. Then quickly, this protest for the OAU
ex-VC.
no, he's actually the acting VC in OAU. What happened was that I think he's less than a year in office, and according to the reports, they said that upon assuming that office, he had paid salary workers. Their salaries that had been owed them for a while. He paid up close to about 1 billion.
Right.
So now EFCC they arrested him and the bosser, and they've been going back and forth. So, but this particular day yesterday, the judge gave a ruling that he be
Remanded in prison.
yes, remanded in prison, and the people will not have it. The workers, the students, they
Everybody.
were, until the judge now reversed
that. Professor Ilujoba.
Yeah, because what they were
Ilujoba.
saying was that the previous VC that had been
Omole,
there
Professor
had
Omole.
about 9 count charges on his head that
And he was
nobody,
released.
and he's working freely. Nobody
Right,
has arrested
right.
him. This man has proven to be, somewhat like a relief for them,
Yeah.
and they are now. So they said they won't have it. So the
I'm
judge
happy
had
we're
to.
finally seeing ICPC. It's been a while. ICPC has been really quiet. And I'm
Who has
Just
the?
like
Did you read the
EFCC
Ekiti Assembly
on the-
story?
Yes,
Esther? What
yeah,
happened?
the lawmaker Boyega Aribi Sogon, did I get that right? He was suspended for asking the speaker, who is Kolawole Oluwawole, to resign, and also the governor, saying that okay, the speaker should resign because the governor was he was like a puppet to he
is a puppet to the governor.
Yes, to the governor. And afterwards they said they are suspending him, and the lawmaker is from the APC, and they said he brought thugs into the assembly to fight them. And
Let's move on now to the nation. Buhari Osinbajo meet in London on State of Nation. Banks raise dollar spending by 900%. How to save Nigeria by Peace Committee. LASEC unveils candidates for poll. And ex-ATM interim chairman Akande loses wife. That's Chief Bisi Akande. Lost his wife, I think it was yesterday in Ibadan.
Our heart goes out to them.
To the family of Chief Bisi Akande. This bank, who read that story? Nobody has.
I read the story. It's confusing. It's good news, because I think there was a limit that they had put that you cannot spend
Abroad.
your cards.
Abroad, like $100 was the maximum.
$100 was the maximum. But when I traveled, maybe because it was a dollar debit card, I don't understand, because I was able to withdraw more than that.
But I'm saying that.
But now they've increased it to about 900%. So at
No,
least
it's now $1,000.
$1,000.
Can we take the major headline, because it was
Go ahead.
trending all through yesterday that Buhari and Osinbajo are supposed to meet after a
They
meeting.
met, he's back.
After they met yesterday, and they said the decision was to verify the judges, and it was in a consultation meeting with the president. It makes it feel good, because a lot of people have been thinking the president is incapacitated, that he can't talk, he can't move, or he's like the former, like the governor of Ekiti State said, is a vegetative state. So obviously he's still making a decision one way or the other, involved in what is going on in the government. Opportunity, since we're hearing about the president, can we ask exactly what the state of his health is?
Again.
Can we be informed what his condition, what exactly is wrong
I think
with
what
him?
they want us to know is that he's getting well, and he's going to be well. Then
And
hopefully we'll
he's
see him soon.
also, in the know of what is
what's going
happening
on.
with his deputy.
So for now, that's the information we have. Moving on to Daily Sun. Abdusalami Kuka opened up on agitations. Calls for division product of bad government, says Peace Committee. Quick notice, Igbo shouldn't panic, says Kalu. Supreme Court decides Sheriff McAfee's fate today. Fresh video shows Boko Haram's execution of 8. I read that story. Osinbajo in London to see Buhari appoints 19 judges. Shake up in Air Force as 58 senior officers are redeployed. And reps return CRK as independent subjects.
So
go
the
ahead.
Abdusalami story. There is a National Peace Committee led by General Abdusalami Abubakar, and after the meeting they came up with a resolution we all know.
6-point resolution, which I thought was exactly what you're telling us what we already know.
Yeah,
There's really nothing new in
everything
that
we know
resolution.
that
Implementation is what
lack
we're
of that the issues we are having is based on lack of good governance. The agitations were based on politicians making promises and not keeping to the promises. Bishop Martin Kuka also was there, and he also was reiterating the same thing, that we don't want this agitation.
And one of the high points of one of those points he was saying was that we need to call all the various ethnic groups together and have a conversation. And I'm thinking, what was the confab about? That's exactly what confab did. So
I don't
we don't need to call anything else. Let's just implement this.
There are many duplications of role over and over again, and we're avoiding the major thing.
shit.
Just go back to confab and review what was.
Let me
what the
read
decision
this
was.
story on Boko Haram execution. They executed 8 of their members, saying that they were not totally upholding the tenets of Islam. They were saying that they broke the Sharia, they violated the Sharia police in the Boko Haram sect. So they were executed, they blindfolded them, shot them at close range.
Wow.
So what's the victory we have over them now with this?
This is an internal crisis. Though,
This is
between
internal
them.
crisis within them.
But what about the McAfee and
Did you read that story?
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead, please.
Today, the Supreme Court will be delivering judgment on that. I would just want to say both parties, we should just hear the last of this fracas between, the factions.
Less than 2 years to go.
Yes.
Whatever. There's a new party.
Seriously,
Seriously.
I was hearing the gist about the new party. Is there a new
Yes,
party?
yes, there's a new party, and even COA is revamping seriously to relaunch. So I think there are options, and we shouldn't just lock
I read
ourselves
somebody's
psychologically to.
Facebook message last night that today there's going to be a mega thing it's going on today. I don't know how true it is, but that's the gist out
But
there.
I wanted to also touch on another story in the Sun before we rush up. The Igbo community, Oji Uzokalu,
Yes.
is speaking up for the Igbo community, saying that they shouldn't be scared of the threats from the northern youth, that the idea that they can evict them from the north is impossible.
Right.
What I'm happy about is this situation not so good is making the leaders within the southeast speak up for their people.
Right.
If they can all galvanize together, they can be solid change, because someone like Oji Zokali has influence within the assembly,
clout, yeah.
and it can make things work for them without them inciting violence or any of all those crises.
Let's move on now to Vanguard. Failed politicians beating drums of war. Abdusalami Kuka, others. Oshimajo meets Buhari in London. Nigeria can't borrow more money, says Adeosun. Budget only good to pay salary. Goodness. I was like, when I read that, I'm like, what the heck does that mean?
Do we really want to leave the recession, totally out of recession?
No,
But
but
what she
I
was
don't-
saying
hang in
was that they had borrowed in the past, because there were speculations that I think they were going to borrow another $1.2 billion. And she's saying that no, it's not going to happen, that they are focusing on taxes, they are focusing on increasing the
Internally generated revenue.
Well, generally internal generation of funds, to fund. I'm wondering, we know that the major what's it called, that takes up the money, that gulps these funds that we have, is on recurrent expenditures. So why don't we focus on restructuring in a way that these people
trim it?
Yeah, you trim it down.
yeah.
It's a simple business policy. That's why a lot of companies, they downsize.
Quick addition to this, please. We know that we are supposed to spend our way out of recession, so we need to spend money on capital and things that will
Projects, yes.
stimulate the
They've already
economy.
told us that. They've told us that several times.
One of our major issues with expenses is that we're focusing, our expenditures are going to corrupt and people's pockets. So even if you say that you're focused on salary, whatever you have left that you're making it from our taxes, this time we have to put our eye on it, because it's our own money that they want to put into
Which is the
their
30% that's going to be invested in infrastructure. So for now, let's just hope
Let's
that
support them.
let's just support. No, not support. Let us just ensure that they are doing exactly what they said they're going to do.
Okay.
Moving on now to Daily Times. How alleged corruption, nepotism tore NHIS apart. I wish you have that. You have that story, NHIS story.
Yeah.
And EMTS may adopt Etisalat's brand name. Mental evaluation test FRC subjecting us to psychological torture. Abdusalami Kuka advised the federal government to consider reports of past national conferences and FG to revamp Enugu coal industry. Right, so we talked about NHIS yesterday. And actually I got a call from somebody who is saying, listen, Morel, you need to, NHIS is willing to come on the show to come and say their own part of the story. So hopefully we'll have them sometime next week, Tuesday.
NHIS is, we have different sides now. We have the side talking from the boss about Yusuf, and we have the cabal that we talked about yesterday. So I need to know which of them is coming around on the show. But yesterday they said the boss left the office, he packed his things and he left with about 12 bags. And other allegations started coming up that he actually appointed 15 directors that were not even in the NHIS, that were not attending to the NHIS directly. So just a lot of allegations. But I want to say that if he is actually not complacent in any of these things, that definitely with this investigation from the DSS and the ICPC,
the calls I got yesterday were saying that he carried out a lot of nepotistic appointments. He hates certain ethnic groups, and he was only putting people from his own ethnic groups around. There's so many allegations around.
My own is it's not only NHIS they should look into. Whoever is probing, they should enter the National Housing Scheme as well. Because a lot of people will contribute. These things you might think is very little. We have a lot of funds that are going into certain quiet ministries that are not being monitored. And you think
Who's the Minister of Interior?
All right, let's take a break. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we have an appearance from Glow. And later, we have our special guest of the month, who is an architect. Stay with us. We'll be right back. thanks for staying with us. So our very special guests from Globacom are here to enlighten us on the Glo Welcome Back and the Glo Tour. Joining us is Head Prepaid Activations, Kenechukwu Okonkwo. He's the Senior Manager, Events and Sponsorship. Mrs. Jumobi. And of course, Mofe Damijo. And also here is renowned artist, Ricardo Banks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
so,
guys.
Tell us about this project you're working on. Everybody's so excited about the Welcome Back offer. What is that? So to Kelechi, what's the Welcome Back offer about?
Thank you. Good morning, viewers. The Glo Welcome Back, actually we're here to quickly talk about 4 new innovative and life-enhancing products that Glo has rolled out for our esteemed customers. We have the Glo Welcome Back, we've got the Free Data Day, we've got the Glo Sharp Sharp E-Top Up, and we've got the Glo Cafe. The Glo Welcome Back is for customers who have not used their lines in the last 30 days. Right. So we are giving them a warm welcome back to say, okay, thank you for coming back to Glo, and for that reason we're giving you 6,000 naira, airtime, absolutely free.
So for me that have not used it for 30 years, Uncle.
That's interesting. Free?
We will definitely consider you. We'll put everybody into consideration.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So you're covered because it's beyond 30 if you are 30 days and beyond if you are going to use your line. All right. So we'll give you 6,000 absolutely free. You get an SMS informing you that you've gotten your 6,000 and you redeem the 6,000 each time you recharge. All right. So if, for instance, you recharge with 100 naira, you get 600 naira. And then you get notification that you've got 5,400 naira balance left. Okay. And you keep redeeming until you've exhausted the 6,000. And the 6,000 naira, the good thing about it is that it's valid for 30 days. And in case you didn't get a notification, you can always check your balance at any point in time by dialing hash 122 star 34 hash.
Okay, I guess our viewers, our producer will put those numbers up there. Yeah. But how can you be eligible for this? What makes you eligible?
All right, beautiful. Any Glo customer who has not used their line in the last 30 days, is automatically eligible.
Okay, so I have a question. Okay. I feel it's a little bit partial for those that have been using their Glo line consistently. So what's the offer for them? Is there anything for consistent usage of your line?
Yeah, beautiful. The good thing about Glo is that we think about all our customers. So no matter where you find yourself, we've got something for you. So the welcome back is for Glo customers who have not used their line in the last 30 days. Okay. But we've got 3 other offers, interesting, very exciting offers for existing customers. The very first one is...
Go ahead.
Yeah, the very first
one. Okay, I was going to come to Jumobi on that one. The Glo free data. What's that about?
Data Day. Kenny will tell us more about it, but I know that, like she said, it's something very exciting for you, our loyal subscriber. You've stayed with us this long. We have exciting days for you. We have exciting products for you. So Free Data Day is something to look forward to.
I wanted to switch because me, I've been going on Instagram and I've been seeing fine chicks going around, Nigeria, and it's been an exciting one. Can you tell us more about the tour?
You're talking about our
Glo tour. Yeah.
Oh yes, Ricardo and I. We have been working together on the tour. Okay. The Glo tour has 2 parts. It has the mega music and it has the comedy, which is the Laughter Fest. Okay. So what we're doing is we're reaching out to people in Nigeria, especially the youths. Just imagine that, we have shows that cut across 27 cities for comedy and 27 cities for music. Wow. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I've been on many shows already. I've been to many states. I like the fact that Glo is trying to take entertainment to to the deepest parts of Nigeria. And it's almost for free. It's just 2,000 naira. You charge your phone and
you're eligible. Yeah. But guess what? What has been the reception like? When you go around, because sometimes we're in Lagos. It's I think it's even, but in other parts of the country.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I definitely understand that, because we always say that outside of Lagos, the reception, the excitement is always overwhelming. We had 8,000 strong people in Asaba.
Wow.
We've had 5,000 people in Aba, in Oka, We've gone round, at least we're on our 14th city now. Both. So we've covered 28 cities round.
Wow.
And I can assure you that Lagosians are just very laid back, like, oh, well, you know, I saw Ricardo at the mall. But when you take Ricardo
to Asaba,
or you take Ricardo,
it goes wild.
People close their shops.
Even to the UK or somewhere, they're like, what the heck?
Even in Lagos, you know, we had our Mega Music in Ikoyi. No, sorry, in Eko Hotel in VI, and I saw a young boy faint for the Ricardo. You saw? You remember?
Faint?
Oh wow! It's almost emotional for most people. So it's an amazing.
I want to just testify the fact that if you're a loyal customer, you get calls. I've been called twice to attend this event, so I think it is pretty random. So just by basic doing your phone call, making your regular calls, but there's big issues because I use Glo, so I can say that the network. I think because a lot of people are on board and because of all the offers you're doing, what are the plans to improve service?
Oh, well, you know how it is in Nigeria. It's, first and foremost, Glo never stops improving their service. Right. We're always optimizing and upgrading and trying to get better. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't even be able to offer you like a free data day. Do you know what that means? That means we're coming out with the confidence that this will work.
Right.
Do you understand? That you're not going to know what it is going to be an exciting time. We're not going to shut down. Yeah, there will be issues in the industry, in the country generally. I'm sure you are aware. It's not just one sector, but we constantly are on the move. So
there are two things. So there's the Glo Welcome Back for those coming back, and there's the Glo free data offer for existing but have free data. Now, just break down what that free data is, because we all like free. How do I get that free data?
All right. Thanks, I'll just explain that. But before I just do that, I'd like to touch on what she just asked about the network. Yeah, what you find out is that high-speed data is always delivered, via fiber. And so that's the problem we have with all the construction going on around the country. You can't avoid these interruptions whenever there is a bulldozer just cuts your fiber while constructing, and then that's why you tend to have those
terrible
downtimes. But in terms of upgrade, we're very confident about the kind of data capacity we have on our network. That's why we're giving the free data.
So that free data, break it down.
Yeah. So all right. So what we're saying is that
download that day.
All right. Beautiful. So it's very simple. If you're an active Glo customer, active means that in the last 7 days you have used like 250 naira on anything, whether calls, SMS, data, whatever. That's you automatically qualify for a free data day. Alternatively, if you've used 150 naira on calls and you've used up to 100 MB of data in the last 7 days, you automatically qualify. You don't have to subscribe or text any code to anything. You qualify. You get an SMS, when the free data day is available to say, today is your free data day.
For real?
Just browse.
For real.
But why did you even launch this this package in the first place? What was the concept behind the launch?
In the past 1 year, in the last one, consistently, if you have followed the regulators' reports, the NCC's reports, you'll have seen that Glo has been acclaimed as the fastest growing data network. So, which is why we started using the payoff, the grandmasters of data. It's on that premise that we say, okay, people love our data, people recognize and appreciate our data. So, how do we appreciate them back for, being faithful to Glo network for data, for their data usage? And that's what gave birth to that, to say, fine, let's just say you've been buying our data, so let's give you data.
Okay, let me.
And if you haven't, just 1 minute, if you haven't been using our data, go ahead, take it, use it, enjoy it, feel it.
Okay, I think Nigerians will always, forever remember Glo for being the first to launch that per second, because you brought that innovation, like it can be per second, and you started that. Now, so you're known for that sort of innovation. Aside from this, should we be expecting any major thing coming up from Glo? Because we want that big deal that says, it's just free. Everything is just free. Look at that big thing.
Like free calls.
So what else should we be looking forward to in the future?
Well, we have
Ricardo, you're smiling.
Ricardo is laughing. What happened?
He wants to make his own money.
Glo is Nigerian, so definitely Glo loves Nigeria. No other telecom can love Nigeria more than Glo, because we're Nigeria. And you rightly said that we started with per second billing. We also, we are the first to do 3G,
Right.
and now we're the first to do
4G.
4G.
Yeah,
All right,
fantastic.
so
You're gonna say
keeping
something.
that,
No,
yeah.
that's exactly what I just wanted to say. You know, we just keep improving and we keep upgrading.
I wanted
So
to
that
ask
big
them.
thing you're looking for will
It's
always be
coming,
around
yeah.
the corner.
Okay,
But
so
we still have other products.
Okay.
We still have the products, the Glow
Yeah, sharp
e-top up.
Please go ahead, tell us about that.
Yeah. Hopefully that will answer your question about what's the next big free thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, the Sharp e-top up, you know, why Sharp? It's we're trying to sensitize Nigerians that, you know, recharging electronically, you know, it's the way to go. It's the future. Yeah, because it's instant. You don't have to get a card and scratch and scratch.
Okay, we have
and
to round up.
What
So
states are we looking at more now for Ricardo? Any more tours?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
We
We
still
were
have another, we've done 14 and we still
Up
have
till
more
like
to go. Up
September.
till like October.
Wow.
Until
Yeah.
October. So
hey, Ricardo, you're in
in
line.
case you miss him, if you miss him in Lagos, you can get him outside Lagos.
What are the states now?
Yeah. So go to Glow Cafe. You need to download the Glow Cafe.
okay.
Fantastic.
And everything is there. You can actually even watch some of our shows,
Already
the
done
past
shows.
shows,
Oh,
already done
fantastic.
shows. on
So we need to
Glow
round up. Any last words for our viewers? Any
Yeah.
last things you want to say before we rush up?
Yeah, let me just quickly add that, you know, whatever your telecom needs, you know, Glow has got it covered. You have if you recharge on electronically, you get 8 times the value of what you recharged.
Right.
So that's an additional mega bonus for you. Not a company organization gives you that.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Special guest from Glow. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, our guest takes the couch. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Yourview will be right back. Welcome back to Yourview.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have Tosin Oshinawo, a young architect whose journey into the world of building design started early in life. She graduated as an architect and also holds a master's degree in urban design and from the Bartlett School of Architecture, University College London. Welcome to the show. Tosin, how are you?
I'm good,
Good to
thank
see
you.
you. You look great. So you can call us on 070-806-6814. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag Yourview TVC so we can read your tweets. So we have this thing we do once a month, personality profile, where we pick out people doing great stuff. Young people, old people, veterans doing great stuff. And we thought, you know what, you're a young lady, as an architect now, I read your profile and you're saying something about, it's not so much the fact that you're a woman, it's more the fact that you're young, because you grew up with you're all 3 girls in your family.
Yes.
So it wasn't so much of the girl, but out there we're seeing woman, we're not seeing young only. So how has it been an architect in Nigeria, young and yet woman?
I think even just as a black woman to start with, where I went to university, I was the only black girl in my class.
Imagine
so,
that.
you know, first of all, women were probably about 30%, and then I was the only black girl. Exactly. So I've always been used to being the minority. So I don't have a problem necessarily standing out. I think it's important not to be conscious of it as a disability, because when you become conscious, when things go wrong, you say, oh, it's because I'm a woman, or it's because I'm young. But you have to be conscious to let it end up actually elevating you as opposed to being a disadvantage.
Right. Tell us about growing up, because I read that you said your dad is an architect. I used to go with him to sites.
No, my dad is actually a medical doctor.
Medical doctor. Oh, okay.
But he was building a family home in Ikorodu, and I was the only person who was interested.
Yes.
When the plans came home, I chose my room. I was very excited to go to sites with him. So he used to go as the client to see the site.
So you just forgot.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So I used to
That's how you
follow
picked
him.
it up.
Yeah, but what informed your decision? Like you just said, okay, you know what, this is what I want to do. And how early in life, you know, were you able to decipher that?
I think it was around 12 actually that I decided. But I have an uncle who's a famous Nigerian artist, Kolade Oshino, and everyone knew that I had excelled in drawing, and it was expected that I would probably end up doing art. But then I think when the drawings for the plans came home and I saw this interest, and I could see that even in secondary school you do technical drawing, fine art, and I thought, okay, this is something that I could possibly push. And funny enough, in my year in Queen's College, QC, old girl, In our yearbook, about 8 of us had planned to do architecture. I'm the only person who finished.
Wow. So that impressed me because when I read it, I know that most you also mentioned that most people don't end up doing what they wrote in their secondary school that they would do, and you did. But you also you've worked over time.
Yes, yes.
Before setting up your own company.
Yes.
You worked in the UK.
Yes.
You worked in Nigeria.
Yes.
Most people feel the need to just jump in. Can you educate us on how important it is to gather experience in your field of interest in a proper organized company?
You must climb your ladder. You cannot jump the steps.
Right.
It's very important. It's a profession, first of all, of apprenticeship. You have to learn from doing continuously over and over again, and then you realize the things not to do, the things that you should do, but you must climb your ladder. I worked in the UK, I also worked in the Netherlands before I came back to Nigeria, and I worked for a local practice before setting up. So, and also it's not just learning about the job, it's learning about the network, to know who to go to as a structural engineer, to go for services, even the composure to deal with a client. You have to learn that, you know, these are not the things that just come naturally. And then you have to take your professional exams. You need to become registered as an architect.
In each country you work in.
Wow. So, you know, it's a long process, and it's at that point you can then stand on your feet and say, I can open an office.
I also learned about you that when you came to Nigeria, you worked with about 3 young people, knowing that you had to go around to get jobs. What informed your choice of those people, and how did they help you get to where you are? And also, what were the place of your parents when you decided you wanted to do this? How did they assist you in getting this?
All my parents gave me was a good education. Nobody has ever given me any money towards my business.
Wow.
My first computer I bought with my bonus, my Christmas bonus, from my previous practice, and it's been slowly that we've just added, you know. I think luckily, because I work in services, and the service I work in is intellectual property, so you don't really need a lot to start. You just need a good brain and a good system. And so slowly, as jobs come in and we get a bit of money, we'll buy another computer, and then we move like that. But even with the people that I've worked with in my team, it's just having an inkling. I mean, it's so important. It's difficult learning how to manage people, and I won't say that I'm the best at that as yet.
I have a question. I need to ask you concerning one of your biggest projects, which is the Maryland Mall, which you designed.
Yes.
How did you, when you got the job to design that Maryland Mall, what was going through your head? Was like, and it was your biggest job, it was a challenge of, what do I do? How did you start? How did you come up with that design?
Well, the funny thing was, it didn't start initially as a full job. It was my client is a developer, and they had a JV with the landowner. The landowner had already done a design, and so what we were supposed to do was come and review the design for the developer. But there were so many flaws in it, and then it was decided that we should have a new design done. So when I initially got the commission, it wasn't a big job. And then when we had the initial press in November of 2014, saying that we were going to, you know, market the project and let the world know what we were doing, I think that was when it hit me that it was actually a big deal.
Wow.
That everybody, wow, that this is a job on Ikorodu Road. It's 13,000 square meters. You know, it's going to have a ShopRite Genesis Cinema. So it was, for me, it was almost like a backfill. But I'm very happy that it happened.
Well, I want to ask a question, because you see, we're in Nigeria, where people do not respect intellectual property. And I have seen, when we engage the services of architects, we call them, they bring up the design. You know, there's always, you know, with intellectual property, you are not sure of. So how do you manage, you know, dealing with clients that you clearly know that this one, they want to just steal my idea? Because this Maryland Mall now that you're talking about, for instance, you know, in some other client, from the word go, you already know that this is a big project.
Yes.
You know, so they, you know, Nigerians will try to make it, will downplay that project and make it, you know. Wait, let me
answer. You already answered your question. Let's answer the question.
So how do you deal with people, I mean, trying to take advantage of your intellectual property?
People, you have to pray for a good client that understands the importance of what you are bringing to the table. It's so important that your client understands that what you're providing is a specialist professional service. It's so important. the reality is sometimes it's not the client. It might be another architect. It might be another client who is telling their architect, I want them to replicate this as similar. It's the job as a professional to also understand and respect other professionals in the industry. And as much as possible, even when a client comes to you with that notion, you guide them and advise them why it might be the inspiration, but it needs to be adapted to what is appropriate. Luckily for me, in the case of Maryland, it's such a prominent job. I find it very difficult that any other client would want to replicate something like that. You will always be known to be the copy, you know, and that's also not, there's no prestige in that, being the copy of something so big.
So you mentioned that when you first came, that you worked in a company, but it was strictly building basic homes.
Yes.
And you felt you wanted to be more creative.
Yes.
That's something we find lacking in our landscape. If you drive around Nigeria, you just see the same block, box, and you're putting your mark. How does it feel to drive past and see that this is my work, like I sketched this out? And how are you, and I know you have a project with Show and Tell,
Yes.
which is to get people to do more of this.
Yes.
How are you impacting on the society to bring up people that will be willing to say, I want to disrupt the way Lagos looks with my building?
I think with anything, it's important to leave your mark. I'll be honest, I'm ecstatic. Even if I never build again, the fact is, I've been immortalized. My grandchildren will say, that's grandma's building, you know, and there's something so beautiful about that, you know. What we do, to be honest, it can never really be valued in money. The fact that you know that you dreamt of something and you saw it realized and you're standing inside it, it's so priceless. Nobody can ever pay you for that.
Okay, we have to go on a quick commercial, but when we come back, we'll continue the conversation with this mighty woman. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we'll have Muyiwa. Muyiwa, are you still there? Oh, sorry, lost that call. So tell us about your experience being part of the team that designed the original, the 4th Million Bridge project. What was that about? Tell us.
So that was done when I was in the Office of Metropolitan Architecture in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. I worked there in 2008, and I was lucky to be there at the time when the brief came in from the client, and it was really we all know the location of the 4th Mainland is from Ajah that goes across to Ikorodu, and it was quite amazing. It was a team of 6 people. It was a lot of work over a period of about 2 months, and the idea of the 4th Mainland was to have a double-decker bridge. So we had vehicular traffic at the top and pedestrian access underneath, and it was about celebration of public space, creating a space that people could go to. There would be a congregational area in the center where you could have concerts, you could have parties, it could be a marketplace. It was very exciting what we proposed, you know, and it was quite dynamic and different at the time. And I remember being in the office there, and, you know, we were all thinking, half asleep, but this is amazing. And I was told that when it was presented in Lagos, they were like, this people must be crazy.
And what kind of idea is this one?
And this was a young team. We were so cool. We're thinking, yeah, we're going to change the world.
So we asked for a bridge. You know the concept.
But guess what? You know, that's another thing, because now I'm thinking the cost of just dumping a bridge there would be way cheaper than, you know, doing the double-decker, the concert area.
Look at those double-deckers.
But there's double-deckers in New York now. Let's take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Yes, I'm still there.
Yes, Demola, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I want to have a contact with the woman, your guest.
Yes, go ahead.
She wants to have the contact.
I want to ask her how I can get in touch with her, because I'm a builder.
Oh,
okay.
So I want to know where is Yourview so that I can get
We'll send her details on TVC Connect. Don't worry, we'll send her details on TVC Connect. Right, it's okay. So Esther, I think Esther been holding for a while. I do apologize.
You said your field is male-dominated.
Yes.
So how do you get to rub shoulders when they want to bully?
Well, you know, that's always the tough thing. You have to learn as a woman how to compose yourself. I remember reading an article where they were saying that the Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister, the woman that was the British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, that she had to learn how to speak with a monotone voice, because as a woman, when you get emotional, it almost goes into shrieking, as she being a woman on site. So you have to learn how to be very firm and compose yourself appropriately, because you're around men. Because the minute that you break, they just belittle you, you know, and it's so important. And you know what's very interesting about site? men can have an argument and they will fight, they will abuse each other, and they will leave the meeting and they will shake hands. And I'm always shocked.
Like,
women don't do that.
We will talk for like 4 days. What rubbish.
I wanted to ask about your relationship. We're a women's show. We always talk about like life and all that love. And people tend to think that your business success might have adverse effect on your personal life. What would you say has been your story in terms of business, relationship management? You're in charge. You're seen as so much of a man. How does that impact on your personal life?
I think as a woman, you need to be very conscious. You've asked me a very touchy subject, but I'm going to speak honestly. I am divorced. I have a child. She's 6 years old. It's not easy, but I have a very supportive family. But I've learned a lot of lessons. It's very important to know who you are, to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And even in failure, there is growth. There is always growth. And I think I've grown from it. I understand myself a lot better. I mean, I'll be very honest, my growing of my business came out of my struggle in my marriage. Wow. So I've actually, I would say that I am better off for the decisions that I've made. But I think with everything in life, if you go back and you think about it and you review, you probably would do things differently. And I would say the same in my case.
Let me take Ayodeji. Ayodeji, are you still there?
Yes,
thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
I want to ask the guest. She's listening. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask the guest, was she ever an employee? I want her to, because in Nigeria today, everybody is dreaming of, finishing from school, get a job. Nobody is thinking of.
No, she worked.
She mentioned already. She worked for 2 different, I think
I worked for three different
companies.
Yes, before setting up my practice. It's important to work for someone. You need to go through that tutelage to understand your profession before you set up on your own.
To build your network, you said.
Yes, and to build your network.
You give back.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Show and Tell, we run a program at University of Lagos with the Architecture Students Association called Show and Tell, which is bringing professionals back into the classroom to tell them about their experiences, particularly young professionals. Because, I mean, to be honest, when you're at university, you want to emulate people that you can see close in age to you. So you can see that the ladder is not that far. You know, these things are actually achievable. And so usually what we do is they pick the subject, and then I will go and find professionals within that realm who can answer the question. So we've had one before where people who studied architecture, who went on to do other things. We had Pedro Alachiche, who is a very famous Nigerian artist, come in and she spoke to them. We had Tonya Cole from Sahara Group as well go in and speak to the students. We've also had one where we spoke about design and how do you approach design. And then we have different architects come in and talk to them. And it's really about an informal setting. It's about a conversation. They give a presentation and then there's a questions and answers afterwards.
In this mentorship that you're doing, are you also teaching them the business? You know, because it's so important that as they're coming out of school, they understand because they see the opportunities in it and they're learning the business of the trade.
I mean, we can talk about it, but to be honest, you really need to learn the business from being
inside.
Yes, in practice. You know, you have to be there.
Fantastic.
Yes. Interesting. So, I mean, we'll have to take some tweets. Do you have any tweets to take?
We're going to be very good friends.
But before that, if there's something you really want to attain right now that you've not gotten to, what's that thing it's going to be?
Well, I think, to be honest, with the Maryland, I never knew it would be this big, and I've realized that, this thing can be bigger than it is. So now I'm conscious that, okay, you know what, I want to do more, I want to do bigger projects. I mean, when I set up my practice originally, I was happy to do the bespoke home or the boutique hotel, but now I'm excited.
I was reading like you liked the CCTV headquarters in Beijing.
Yes. Wow.
So I googled it and I saw it was like actually a square building. And there's a big hole in the middle. I'm like, this woman must be eccentric. So would you be able to really?
I think I want to be noticed. You want to do something and people walk past and notice that. What is that? You know, to be honest, even if it's ugly, I'd rather someone have an opinion than they don't notice the building at all, you know. And I think that's very important.
Tiamiyu Lawal says, kudos to Oshinawa for choosing a masculine profession and excelling above board. She's a typical example of a good lady. Mimi says, preaching entrepreneurial wisdom on Yourview that right now. That's good. Then the same Timiwa says, it's very good we stick and pursue our passion from the early stages of life. It helps us to be professionals.
We have to round up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's quite a bit from you.
Thank you.
We'll be looking out for the building, the big building. That's the thing that we notice hopefully soon. because Lagos State is becoming a mega city.
Yes,
so hopefully you could take a part in that.
Yes,
and want your story to be told amongst those architects. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
all. I hope you had fun like we did. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.